Joe Maddon had an off day after an East Coast road trip with the Chicago Cubs. Before heading back to Wrigley, he stopped home in the Hazleton area for a golf tournament at the Valley Country Club to raise money for the Hazleton Integration Project and talk about some of his new initiatives.
Joe Maddon wears many hats. Okay, he wears one hat a lot, but figuratively, he wears many hats. The Chicago Cubs manager and Hazleton native has a lot of interests, and he likes to mix those interests like paints on a canvas to convey his messages to his team and to the public. One of his latest projects is putting the art back into the game. Working with Tampa Bay artist Jason Skeldon, classic paintings and images have been recreated with a twist and a message. This piece was up for auction at the Try Not to Suck in the Valley Golf Tournament to benefit the Hazleton Integration Project.
Uncle Sam is about being yourself, and the more freedom given, the greater respect and discipline returned. So it's got a three-pronged message, all these pieces. It's to create the message for the team. It's then to make money for the foundation, and then it's also to promote the arts in Chicago and beyond, the city of Chicago. So
Maddon is a master of mixing the classics with the modern. He seems to thrive as a major league manager by mixing a bit of the old school with the new school. Another one of his incentives helps him with this balancing act.
Well, that's one program I'm trying to promote, is to Skype classrooms. I'm doing it myself, and I'm trying to get it out there so that more will do it. I think it's a great concept for Major League Baseball players to really try to ingratiate youngsters to draw them into our sport more readily. I mean, yeah, hopefully that we're making an impact on them, but they're making an even bigger impact on me. To stay connected with the youth like that, listening to their questions, what's really where their interests lie, and it's keeping me in a position mentally, that in a contemporary message, that I need to be able to stay connected. I do that with my players. My players are relatively young. Their birth certificate does indicate they're younger than me, but I think that's the only time that they beat me. Chronologically, yes, I'm older, but mentally, I think I'm right with them.
Here's one classic Maddon is trying very hard to bring back.
Respect being the word that I think is almost becoming antiquated in our culture. We got to get back to respect, just by really, and I mean that sincerely, just by living that word daily would probably solve a lot of problems that we have existing today. Just respecting one another. The communication, I'm really disappointed in a lot of, I'm really anti-social media. I utilize it only to promote our events primarily, but there's too much unvetted vitriol being exposed on a daily basis that I really think if we just respected one another in a very simple way, a lot of that stuff would go away.
Maddon is trying a number of ways to get this message of respect and communication across, and yes, one way involves artist Jason Skeldon.
Maddon magazine, painting. Again, we're blowing up a cell phone, and the one caption is spy versus spy. The one is saying, tell me what you think, not what you've heard. And the other one is saying, how about some noise reduction, where he's blowing up a cell phone. Cell phone, the last thing we use it for anymore is to make a phone call. That's the last thing it's utilized for. So I've taken all the numbers on the keyboard, 1 through 0, 1 through 10, and we're blowing up an attribute. For instance, outcome bias, apathy, selfishness, redundancy, the phrases "you know" and "I know." We're blowing those up, and also I think I said victims complex. And the only baseball term I'm blowing up is launch angle, because that's one of the new terms that I don't quite understand. So we're trying to point out communication and the attributes or traits that are really putting a drag on us. And I'm talking about a baseball culture. I don't want that in the clubhouse. I don't want all those methods being employed in our clubhouse. But again, trying to make a bigger statement at the same time.
Maddon is blending his messages and working on a masterpiece that goes well beyond baseball. Soon you'll be able to find merchandise with these images at corkchicago.com, and your purchase will help support Maddon's Respect 90 Foundation.